Um, other than that, like, Lotus is a pretty good comeback mechanic. Opponent's got the Bright Tusk Sower. Let's just Ranger up. Opponent goes with a Chump Block into Nexus Overwatch strategy, but they just might decide that, one, they have a lot of Grove Huntresses in their deck, or two, they just want to put damage on Nexus Overwatch, which both of those are pretty reasonable. This is Shieldred from SolforgeLadder.com. I'm going to see if he's on. Does not look like he's on Solforge Ladder. So we could Venom Fang to finish this off. We could Venom Fang to finish this off. Blocking here. We could Wirewood Ranger Pump to finish this off. Could Wirewood Ranger a bunch on the new Wirewood Ranger. I think I like that as well. I could Frankenbomb to get in some damage, but I'm just going to play the best play for the board, I think. I don't think I'm going to worry about life totally just yet. I could have also pumped this, blocking this, to make a 9-5, or I'm sorry, a 6-5 against his 4-6. That would have been likewise good. And here we get considerably worse cards in this hand. Alright, he goes for the Venom Fang trade. He's going to take 6 on my turn. No, he's not. He's just going to lock in that damage there. Oh, I see what you're saying now, Mongo. He pre-combat blocked a creature that wasn't active yet. So he... Right. He just made a play with no upside. Well, we have a Bright Tusk Sower Pump, and we can do that post-combat. We can pump our Shimmer Fang. But I think I might like that more as an underdrop as well as the Dire Hound. So that means I'm playing Sorrow Harvester. Could pump the Sorrow Harvester or pump the Bright Tusk. Could also just roll for Lotus. But like my Lotus plays aren't even good here. I'm just ending up with a 4-3. It would just be to level it, really. So let's just do like this. Let's do this and say no. Let's pump up our guy to a 7-7, so it's a positive battle. And then play a Sorrow Harvester. I think that's fine. Is our opponent Tempest this time? They never are. They're never Tempest, never lucky. I think this guy is also... Yeah, looks like Shieldred is also just playing Utara cards for right now. So, he might be Tempest. Shieldred, if you're watching, don't play a Tempest card. Alright, he's gonna go there, finish off that. We get to draw a card, which is pretty cool. We could also use our Venom Drinker combo, which I don't hate. I I mean, I do hate. I don't even know why I said I don't hate it. This is horrible. But it's funny. Having said that, we do have two good cards to play in Blight Skull on the rank up, plus Shard Plate, which is worse on the rank up than it would otherwise be. Let's see what we draw. Grove Huntress. Grove Huntress is also pretty good, but Grove Huntress doesn't get... It's fine. It's fine to have a Grove Huntress be a little bit underleveled. And if we draw the Shard Plate here, we just get so much more rewarded than if we draw the Grove Huntress. Looks like we drew some other cards. But we drew some other cards that are going to be reasonably synergistic. How I would like to deal with this Venom Fang is actually... Or his Bright Tusk is Venom Fang, but not in the way you might think. Oh, and he's got the Venom Fang. That's going to take out... I guess it'll just take out Shard Plate. Yeah. So I drew the exact same hand as my opponent, but because I did draw it second, could just trade everything off. But I think just playing like this puts me a little bit more advantaged here. And Bright Tusk does allow you to overwrite your creatures, so I'll overwrite my poisoned guy and trade off the board like this. And it's funny how drawing the exact same cards just after my opponent can put us in a more advantageous position. Looked like an Enduring Vitality. So all of his Utera creatures get +1/+1 for the rest of the game. That's pretty cool. By pretty cool, I mean that sucks ass. I think we just grow wide against our opponent here. I could Roar. Roar actually isn't horrible against Enduring Vitality, like grow bigger as they're growing bigger. But this just levels the best cards, and making these creatures have 5 toughness doesn't really put them out of any particular range. Now I really want him to play a Tempest creature, because it will not trigger his Vitality, and it will give us a puncture target. Ooh! That was good. Where this guy landed up wound up not being great, but that was still a pretty sweet card for him to play. And yeah, because he kind of rolled the cards that he did, it looks like he just drafted every Utera creature that he could find. And I'm going to not block this because I can eat this. So yeah, he's doing some mono Utera draft. Grave Pact is a pretty good card here. And I got Blight Skull on the rank up. So on the rank up is a -6, so that deals with this. Grave Pact deals with this. But so does everything. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really have to Grave Pact this. Oh, but I want to. I want to Grave Pact so that it's not level gated anymore. Yeah. Alright, so let's battle. Let's trigger. We'll activate here, and I will nug my opponent, throwing away the Dr. Frankenbomb. Kill his Harbinger of Spring. And we're a little bit ahead. Just a little bit. Really just a little bit, because, right, my opponent's going to have level 3 creatures now. Means that my creatures aren't going to be as effective. And he Swamp Moss Lurkers, which gets to trade because of the +1/+1. I can Wirewood Ranger here, and then I have to choose if I want to Shardplate Delver and try to have this random creature grow right now, which doesn't seem particularly fruitful. So if he plays Sideline creature, this is going to have 16. 16 would mean I deal with it with Blight Skull, not with Sorrow Harvester. I deal with it with Venom Fang. I have Grave Pact in the deck still. Let's play Ghost Scale. It's the reason we drafted it. Our life total's high enough that we can take some hits here too. We would have had the answer for it, but we would have had a really awkward answer to it. Our answer would have been... Right? Yeah, because we were going to play Shardplate. So our answer to it would have been Wirewood Ranger Chump Block on it. Growing the Wirewood Ranger. And these are not going to trade. This is not going to trade either. So my Wirewood Ranger is going to kill this right now. It's going to kill the Crypt Slime. It's going to give this +4. Which then gives him a whole nother turn to just play a non-forged creature. So I've got some really good activations here. I've got Contagion Lord, which if you get to activate it, you just get to play another free card. I actually think Contagion Lord is a fantastic underdrop as well as priority level. But I gotta look at what's in the deck. And I'm looking for 7s. So I'm looking at Frankenbaum. And that's it. That's the only other creature that's going to be able to trade with Shimmerfang Serpent. So I'm looking at my plays here, and realistically, that's the play. Because what I'm going to have in the future is going to require me to have made that play. Venom Fang is the one thing that could deal with this by just giving it 6 poison and letting it sit. Okay. Necrium is his other faction. We figured it out. But I think there's a decent chance my opponent's going to have another card that I'm going to need to put poison on. That wasn't one of them. Plays a 9/9 and a 4/4, and then that. Okay, so we do get to almost Lotus up. Okay, so here's the perfect example of where Lotus is a little bit wonky. Lotus can trade with this, can positive battle this, and then if it goes here, I guess it doesn't affect anything if it goes there. We just really want it to go here and here, but I don't actually want to put my Venom Fang here. I would like to, I think, block with my Venom Fang, actually, right now. Maybe I don't need to. But it's not like I'm going to be able to clean this up in another capacity. So... we actually want the Lotus. We actually want the Lotus to go here. So we play it first. Play it first right here. Okay. Easy. That way, if the Lotus didn't wind up going... We just really wanted the Lotus to eat that 1/1, which wasn't really even that important after you think about it for a little bit. And if the Lotus... Like, we could potentially just put this guy wherever the Lotus didn't go. Alright, he gets that done. I've got Light Skull. 9 plus 2 is not enough. Got Frankenbomb. So we can put this to 11. I think we're going to start trying to get some Abomination triggers off of my opponent. Now my opponent can take 2 from the Lotus. In which case their creature gets shrunk a little bit more. Or they can... have the damage get first. Their creature becomes a little bit bigger. But we get to put a bigger thing out there. Alright, they're leaving us with Dr. Frankenbaum for now. They're going to kill it then. Alright, that's unlucky. We're going to block Contagion Lord here. And where does Frankenbaum want to go? Frankenbaum might want to go in front of Bright Tusk. I think it does. So we do like this. Do like this. We hit them for 4. Alright, we're getting there. Slowly chipping away. We've been playing a long game where my opponent has gotten +1/+1 on his creatures the entire game. So that vitality is pretty strong. My opponent's going to finish off my guy here. I'm going to have Blight Skull on the Venom Fang as a positive battle, and Wirewood on this. Takes 4 down to 37. This deals 12 damage, so I'm actually saving more damage, and I'm getting an activation off. So those are definitely my best blocks there. I've got another Wirewood Ranger, and a Sorrow Harvester. So, yeah, I mean, we're making some things happen here for sure. Alright, and my opponent's going to finish off the Blight Skull while finishing off the Wirewood Ranger. Both of those plays are pretty good. Oh my god, that's such a big creature. Such a big level 2. We want to pump the Wirewood Ranger. We can give it 8, 4, 6, 9, which is really 8. Sure. Alrighty. Now myself and my opponent are just about even on life totals. Can Grave Pact to draw a card, but it's not a free Grave Pact just yet. Steg is a trade. There's no way that, like, Contagion Fiend Grave Pact is the right play, right? No, it can't be, because I'm already going to get to save this. Oh, maybe I'm not. Maybe I just want to save Wirewood Ranger and then draw a card. Maybe I want to actually draw a card. Oh wait, I draw a card if I Sorrow Harvester. I draw a card, but I don't get to play another card. Oh, this is one of the trickier Solforge turns I've seen in a while. And we've got 2 minutes to make a decision. Could Grave Pact, sacrificing Sorrow Harvester, I kill this. I draw a card. Then I get to Bright Tusk Sower here and here. Pump the Sower. That leaves me with a 10-10. Clears his guy. The biggest thing that play is missing is the Wirewood Ranger, which I think is actually what's going to win me the game. I can't Contagion Fiend. I think I want to save Sorrow Harvester, and I'll let my Wirewood Ranger die. In which case, maybe I don't. Maybe I want to battle and then play Bright Tusk Sower. In which case I should pump the other Ranger pre-combat. And I'm going to draw an irrelevant card then. So I draw a card, but it doesn't matter that I'm drawing a card. I could Grave Pact here to save. Then I draw a card. Then I Bright Tusk. Pump, but no Wirewood Ranger. Okay, so we're going Wirewood. We're pumping Wirewood. Was that right? Yeah. I draw a card. It's irrelevant. I battle here. I make a 5/5. I take 1 damage. I gotta start positioning my cards better for these Bright Tusk Sowers. I thought so long about the play, and I fucked up like a mediocre part of it. Okay, it looks like we're not gonna get... +3/+3. I could kill this off with the Sower. I think I want to kill this off with the 5/5. So do I just Bright Skull and grow wide? Yeah. And now I'm gonna go wide like that. Then I'm gonna go 10-10, 5/5. And I actually do have to care about this 1/1 because this is gonna generate another 1/1. This doesn't line up that well. I drew Wirewood Rangers on a spot where I need to be. Yeah, I'm gonna need to just trade those Wirewood Rangers. I'm gonna be slightly ahead because I can't take 8. Could level Bottomless Puncture. I could level Grove Huntress. My opponent has Epidemic in their deck. Did they just play it? I forget everything that's just happened. They didn't just play it. So I could Grove Huntress to deal a little bit more damage on the Bright Tusk Sower. Yeah, they didn't just play it. They played... I know they didn't just play it. Okay, so I have to do this. I get to hit them for 10. And then do I want to play around Epidemic or not? I lose if they just have it. About leveling a card? No, it's about putting 1 more damage on this. Epidemic probably already kills me is the dumb thing. But we'll do this. Ooh, Lotus. Lotus could be really, really good, especially after my opponent Epidemics me. Which I don't want to happen, but this still becomes a right now it's a trade, and it becomes a chump block negative battle. After an Epidemic 2. But then Stygian Lotus gets to finish it off. Stygian Lotus... The Oozling actually just became a liability for my opponent, which is cool. This is a pretty cool game of Solforge. We've had some cool ones today. Alright, no Epidemic, which means I'm slightly punished. That's really good for me. Yeah, because Lotus gets to trade with both of those. Oh. +5, +5, +11, +11. Fuck! So now I'm just chump blocking all of this shit. Wirewood Ranger. So I'm just thinking if, like, I can get any equity out of playing an Abomination. 4, 4, and 4 is not enough. So we need to... battle. Can I just play Ranger? Fuck! I went for the more risky play to try to play around that. I know I could have filled the board, but I don't think I can win if I just fill the board. He just presses battle, and then on my turn I press battle. And I lose.